So last week, the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives passed a cap on insulin prices to $35 per month. And in case you haven't been following what's happening with pharmaceutical prices here in the United States, it's important to remember that insulin prices have grown so high that people in the United States have actually in recent years been hopping the border to Canada to be able to purchase this life-sustaining medication because they can't afford it here in the United States. So, Democrat-controlled House passed this legislation. 12 Republicans voted against it, including Matt Gaetz from my district in Florida. And Matt Gaetz, after he voted against this insulin cap, gave an explanation where he basically blamed people in the United States for being too fat and lazy. That's why you've got type 2 diabetes and need insulin. So don't blame them because you're just a fat piece of shit, apparently. Here is what Matt Gaetz had to say. While Democrat posturing of H.R. 6833 victimizes insulin payees as people with an uncontrollable disease that are being taken advantage of and need Big Brother to throw them a raft, lifestyle changes en masse would expeditiously lower demand and the subsequent prices of insulin. 90 to 95% of people with diabetes have type 2 diabetes, which can be prevented or delayed with healthy lifestyle changes such as losing weight, eating healthy food, and being active. Arbitrary price controls are no substitute for individual weight control. Since 2000, the number of diabetes cases in the U.S. has nearly doubled. The demand for insulin has increased and the requisite price increase has followed suit. In other words, the price of insulin increases as waistlines increase. So did you hear that, everybody? Just maybe put down the cake for a moment and you could afford insulin, right? That's what you're telling us, Matt Gaetz, isn't it? Dude, piss the F off. Like, I'm just so unbelievably infuriated that this is his response. And I think everybody should share the outrage on that. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you do. But this is what Matt Gaetz thinks of you. Oh, you have an illness? Well, too bad. That's your fault. You deserve to get taken advantage of by Big Pharma. And no, Matt, by the way, your math is way off, buddy. See, as it turns out, the price of insulin has not just been a steady increase correlating to the number of people in this country that are obese or even have type 2 diabetes. The price of insulin has increased exponentially while the number of obese people here in the United States has remained on a steady incline, sure. But the two are not commiserate. That's not what's happening here. So for you to sit there and act like this is your own fault, you deserve to have to pay more to stay alive, coming from somebody who, by the way, Matt, we know, we've seen, sure, you were heavyset back in the day. You seem to have lost a lot of weight. Good for you, right? We're all very happy for you. Not exactly the same thing that everybody in this country is able to do. Would it be great if everybody could lose weight and eat healthier? Absolutely. But there's many other factors at play other than people just having no willpower, which is what you seem to be indicating here. Matt Gaetz has done a lot of horrible things. He's said a lot of horrible things, and in fact, he may end up in jail for some of the horrible things he does. But in terms of legislation, and then reasons for his voting against it, this may be one of the worst. People are dying, Matt, because they can't afford insulin. And your advice to them is just lose weight because it's apparently super easy for everybody to do. If it were easy, everybody would do it, Matt. So go ahead and go out there and you defend those price gougers and Big Pharma all you want. I live in your district, okay? I've seen the people that live in your district, and I can promise you, they're not going to take too kindly to you referring to everybody with type 2 diabetes as essentially a fat piece of crap. So let's see how well that plays out for you in the midterms, you piece of shit. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.